Hi, my name is Chloe Mbongo, and I am graduating with an Associate's in Arts. When I first enrolled at Central Piedmont, I didn't know what I wanted to do. My parents, they did go to Central Piedmont. They would tell me about the cost and how affordable it was. I had applied to other colleges in my senior year of high school. Central Piedmont was the one that stuck out to me the most, and I felt really comfortable applying. Staying local and going to my church, I spent a lot of time in the student ministry at my church, along with the help of one of my mentors at church. She was actually telling me, you don't have to get some theological or Christian degree at some expensive college. You can pursue the classes that you're taking at Central Piedmont, and then you can transfer to another local university, which saves a lot of money. And she brought up the idea of communications, and I was like, I never thought of communications. And it was something that I was practicing with staying at home and working at the church. So it kind of came naturally in that sense. In high school, I was kind of known for being a good student. You wouldn't really worry about school for me. It was just like, oh yeah, Chloe's got it, she's good. When I first enrolled at Central Piedmont, it took me 3 semesters to really get my footing. I failed a lot of classes, if I'm being very blunt. I failed a lot of classes. What I was really afraid of was okay, I'm not getting the material, I'm not keeping up with the workload. I'm afraid for the first time that I'm actually failing. Getting to college, that new environment, you have to admit you don't know everything. And it's okay to admit that you don't know everything. That's actually what you're at the college for, is to learn. The fear of failing was definitely something that kept me internalized. Also the fear of other people knowing I wasn't as prepared as I typically was. I told my parents everything. I told them, hey, school has not been going as great as I have been telling you it has. Obviously it was a big, letdown for my parents, but they were very gracious and patient. If I did have trouble with something, I no longer kept it inside, and I would actually tell my teachers and my parents. My dad, he's super smart. He is a genius. He would always say school isn't magic. You have to apply yourself. You have to actually take that step. No matter how difficult classes might get, it's still encouraging to know that if my parents could do it with their limited knowledge of everything in America, then I can do it. Super exciting to speak at commencement. The main thing that I'm really excited about is just telling the graduating class what I've learned during my time. I really emphasize the fear of failing. Whatever you're doing, it's okay to be afraid as long as you don't let that fear stop you. Just giving those words of encouragement that, hey, you are seen and your work and your dedication and your sacrifices acknowledged. Just giving words of wisdom that I can. I'm really excited to give that to them. My mom, she was actually giving me encouragement because honestly, I was afraid to talk about the first half of my experience at Central Piedmont. She was like, Chloe, like you say throughout your whole entire speech, failure is inevitable. You taking those steps and then turning it around, that is something to be proud of, not something to be ashamed of or run away from. The failure brought me to where I am now. And so they're really proud of me. Failure is inevitable. It builds you and it strengthens you and it refines you. It doesn't have to be something that you are afraid of. The more open that you are to it, the more that you realize, okay, this mistake was made. What can I do now to change my approach? What can I do now to further advance myself to where this mistake actually taught me something new instead of looking at it as, oh, I made a mistake, I'm a failure, the world is gonna end. Lean into the failure, ask questions about what happened to where this mistake was made, what happened to where I didn't reach the points that I wanted to. Humble yourself and apply that feedback, then that failure will just be a testimony of how you overcame.